It was the last hour of the night. An eerie silence had settled in the air, a silence so heavy it felt like a sound pressing against his ears. He sat alone in his room. The ticking of the clock on the wall didn't just mark time. It felt like a warning. No one remained in his life anymore. His mother, without whom his prayers always felt incomplete, had long been resting in her grave. His father, whose shadow had once been stronger than the wall itself, had also returned to the earth. And his brother, the keeper of childhood secrets, had departed from this world in a tragic accident. He was alive, but not like the living. Every night before sleep, he asked himself the same question. Those who have left, are they watching us? That very night, he made a decision he had never dared before: to visit the cemetery at midnight. The moon was hidden behind clouds, and the shadows of the trees seemed to follow him. As he reached the cemetery gate, his heart pounded furiously. The moment he stepped inside, the air didn't feel cold, it felt heavy. Suddenly, he heard, "Go back?" He jumped, turned around, but no one was there. He sat beside the graves of his mother and father. No tears fell from his eyes, only his voice trembled. "If you can hear me, give me a sign. Just one." At that moment, the wind picked up, and the cemetery lights abruptly went out. Panicked, he got up and ran back home. That very night, he took a sleeping pill, but sleep wouldn't come. Or perhaps it did, but not ordinary sleep. He found himself standing on a long, desolate path. Fog surrounded him in every direction. Looking behind, there was nothing to be seen. Suddenly, from within the mist, a voice called. "We did not call you." He recognized it. It was his father's voice. From the fog, 3 shadows emerged. Mother, father, and brother, but their faces were not the same. Their eyes unnaturally deep, their voices echoing, their bodies suspended somewhere between light and shadow. Crying, he asked, "Are you all right? Where are you?" His mother spoke softly. "We are where ready. The footsteps of the living cannot reach." His brother stepped forward and said, "We did not come into your dream. You crossed into our realm." His body went numb. His heartbeat seemed to stop. His father's voice echoed, "Not every soul finds peace, and not every living heart can bear the truth." Suddenly, the ground shook. The mist transformed into screams. He stumbled back, and a booming voice thundered, "Wake up!" He jolted upright. Sweat drenched his body, breathing heavy, but the story did not end there. There was soil on his hands, and a strange, cold scent filled the room. From that day on, he never went back to the cemetery, nor did he ever wish to summon anyone. He had understood the truth. Those who leave this world do not return, and if they do, it is no dream. This is a fictional horror story. The desire to contact the dead can drive a person to the limits of fear and delusion. Patience, prayer, and faith in Allah are the only true path to safety. 3 shadows appeared before him: mother, father, and brother. But their faces had changed. Their eyes were deep and lifeless, their voices echoed strangely, and their bodies seemed suspended between light and darkness. In a trembling voice, he asked, "Are you all right? Where are you?" His mother spoke softly. "We are in a place where the living cannot reach." His brother stepped forward and said, "We did not come into your dream. You entered our world yourself." His whole body went numb. His heart pounded violently, then seemed to stop altogether. His father's voice reverberated all around. "Not every soul finds peace, and not every living person can bear the truth." Suddenly, the ground shook. The mist transformed into horrifying screams. He stumbled backward. Then a loud voice roared, "Wake up!" He jolted upright. His body drenched in sweat, breathing heavily as the call to Fajr prayer echoed in the room. But it did not end there. There was soil on his hands, and the room was filled with a cold, unfamiliar scent. From that day on, he never went to the cemetery again, nor did he ever think of summoning anyone. He had learned the truth. Those who leave this world do not return. And if they do, it is no longer a dream. This is a fictional horror story. The desire to contact the dead can lead a person toward fear, delusion, and darkness. Patience, prayer, and faith in Allah are the only things that can truly protect a person. Time passed, but nights never returned to normal for him. After Fajr, he repeatedly washed his hands, but the coldness of the soil seemed to have seeped into his very skin. The next night, he found himself tossing and turning in bed. Whenever he closed his eyes, he saw those same deep, haunting eyes. The same echoing voices. Suddenly, the temperature in the room dropped. His breath appeared as smoke. The mirror in the corner shivered slightly. He cautiously got up and approached the mirror. In the mirror, his reflection was not alone. Behind him, 3 shadows stood. But this time, they were not silent. His brother's voice whispered, "We told you." You crossed into our realm, while the call to Fajr prayer filled the air. He turned around, but the room was empty. His heart pounded so fast that it sounded like a roar in his ears. At that moment, footprints appeared on the floor. Bare footprints, slowly moving toward his bed. He wanted to scream, but his voice died in his throat. Then his mother's voice came, this time not gentle. "We did not come to take you." "Not yet." Tears ran down his eyes. Then why? He could only think. His father's voice echoed one last time. "Some doors, once opened, do not close again. They only change with time." Suddenly, all the voices stopped. The temperature returned to normal. The footprints vanished. But on the mirror, a sentence appeared as if scratched from the inside. At that moment, he fell to his knees. Tears streamed down his eyes. Prayers left his lips. And in his heart, only one certainty: if he survived, it was by Allah's mercy alone. But now he knew. The story was not over. Some waits last a lifetime. After that night, he covered the mirror with a cloth. He kept every light in the room on, yet darkness still lingered in some corner. During the day, he tried to appear normal, but people said, "Your eyes, they've changed." He smiled, but inside, he was broken. On the 3rd night, he did not see a dream. The dream saw him. He found himself standing in the middle of a cemetery, the same cemetery he hadn't visited in years. The graves were silent, but the air was speaking. Suddenly, his steps stopped on their own. In front of him was a new grave. It had no name, only a date, today's date. His breath caught. From behind came his father's voice. "We did not call you, but you keep coming." He wanted to turn, but his body no longer obeyed him. His mother's voice came near. "Do not be afraid. We have not come to take you." His brother's whisper echoed close to his ear. "Not yet." From beneath the ground, a faint knocking sounded, as if someone was trying to come up. The soil on the grave began to move. He screamed, "Whose grave is this?" 8. All the voices spoke at once. "This is the fate of those who cross the boundary." Suddenly, the tombstone rose on its own. Scratched into it were the words. He screamed loudly, and then opened his eyes. He was back in his room, yet fresh soil was trapped under his nails. And on his mobile phone, there was a new voice note. No name attached. With trembling hands, he pressed play. A single sentence echoed. The phone switched off, and the same cold, strange scent spread through the room again. He understood. This was no longer a matter of dream or reality. The door had been opened, and some doors require prayers to close. From that day on, he kept his phone off. He startled at every call to prayer, and every silence felt unbearably heavy. At night, he would read Ayat al-Kursi before sleep, yet sleep itself seemed afraid of him. On the fourth night, the light in his room went out on its own. In the darkness, he felt someone breathing right next to his ear. In a trembling voice, he said, "I have called no one. I repent." Silence. Then he heard the sound of someone sitting on the floor. His father's voice came, this time neither angry nor harsh, but weary. Calling is not done with words alone. Some wounds, some memories, open the door by themselves. It was as if something inside him shattered. His mother's voice followed, "We do not want revenge. We only wish for you to stop." "Stop where?" He cried, powerless. His brother's voice whispered, right in front of him, "In memories, not in graves." Suddenly, a shadow appeared on the wall, his own shadow. But it did not move with him. The shadow spoke. He fell to his knees. Tears streamed down his face. Prayers escaped his lips. And in his heart was both fear and hope. At that very moment, the call to Fajr prayer began. In the darkness, the shadows slowly receded. The sounds of breathing softened, and the cold, strange scent gradually faded away. For the last time, his brother's voice came. Then, complete silence. Morning came, and the room was back to normal. The mirror was clean. No marks remained on the floor. But in his hands, there was something, an old tasbih, his mother's. He understood. All of this was not meant